I'm not doing that. That's hard. I might hurt myself. And what if parents immediately said, don't worry, you don't have to do that. You're right, that's hard. Why would you want to do that? We'd have a lot of adults carrying adults. No, we wouldn't, because there wouldn't be anybody to carry us, would there? So think about persistence as part of your spiritual practice. Think about persistence as that, there is that saying, if God brought you to it, God will see you through it. So every single one of us, I have said, purpose is something that we're born with. Purpose is to connect to the divine, in my opinion. We all have this purpose that we're here and to learn our oneness, to be kind to each other. I think that's our universal purpose. And yet each one of us is gifted a passion. And that passion has been given to everybody in this room, and you know what it is. Every single person here knows what their passion is. And every person here probably sometime in their life went, nope, I'm not going to do that. That's too hard. I'm not good enough. Oprah's already got that down. Michael Beckwith, how could you compete with that? James Taylor, who's going to sing like James Taylor? And yet you have the lead singer of AC/DC. He doesn't sing anything like James Taylor, and yet they've been rocking it for over 40 years. So don't doubt yourself. If you have a passion, you need to understand it was put there by you and the divine. You had an agreement. You had an agreement that said, okay, this is what I want you to do. And you can push against it. You can say no to it, and it is going to niggle at you, and there will be times in your life you won't be happy because you're not living your passion. I really don't think we know true happiness until we step out and go, okay, this is it. I may stumble, I may fall, I may get ridiculed. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm supposed to do. Have a lot of you felt that? You know what you're passionate. You can put your hands up high. It's like, yeah, kind of, maybe. Yeah. And so persistence is that desire within us. And you have to identify what that desire is. And sometimes that desire can look like 1,000 different things, right? Well, I want to do this, and then I want to do this, and then I want to do this. And what if I do this? And yet, I promise you, if you focus in all that talent and pick one thing, like I am going to do this, the rest of that is going to come into play. So, not to pick on Amy because she's here, but I'm going to pick on Amy because she's here. And hopefully she'll come back again now that I've picked on her. She has a multifaceted talent in healing arts. Amazing talents in all different areas of healing arts. And what she did was she realized, okay, I have focused on this gift and I'm great at it and people love me and they appreciate what I do, and yet it's not feeding my soul. She had the courage to take the summer off and really get in touch with what is this burning desire that I've been ignoring. What is it? If I am in the healing arts, I'm doing that. So what is this that feels like I'm not being filled up? And so she sat with that. Do you know how brave that is? Persistence is courage, right? Brene Brown will say, if you're not in the arena, don't comment on other people that are brave enough to get in there and do what they're called to do. And so for Amy, she took that time and then decided what her healing arts looked like and what gifts she had to bring to the world and how she was going to do that in all of these, what seemed like at one time to her probably different arenas. And yet now it's like a whole, what would I call the experience? It's like being bathed in the divine when you sit in one of her healing sessions. Not that that wasn't what you would get on a massage table, and now it's different. Now it's different because she had the courage to understand that although she was doing what she loved, there was still something that just wasn't in alignment. And once she got in alignment, it was like, you know, it's an unveiling of a brighter light. And that's what I know for each and every one of you. You know, I don't know if Ryan's call was to be a Marine, but he had the courage to go to boot camp. And he had when you ask him, what was it like? And he loved it. You know, so that was a calling that he might not have even known when he said, yes, I'm going to sign up. He might have signed up for an entirely different reason. You know, some people sign up for the service because they want to make money and they don't know how to do it. And so, okay, I'll do this. Or they sign up for the service because they're just so tired of their family, they want to get away, and the service promises that they can travel somewhere. So they sign up. And yet most people, when it is a calling, and for Ryan, I think right now it seems like a calling, when they graduate, it's like, wow, that not only changed my life, I love my life. I loved that experience. Now I can say that because I told Ryan, my brother went through boot camp. Trust me, he didn't come out thinking he loved that experience. And so there is a difference. There is a difference. Not everybody has that calling. And yet when they do, they know it and they feel it. And so to be persistent is to know this is my calling and I will do whatever it takes to be successful. And sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's not easy. And so you have to, if you're going to be persistent, you have to decide what is it that is your passion, not your purpose. What's your passion? What in you is deeply calling you? Maybe it's to flip houses. You know, Michelle has wanted to flip houses for 20 years, and now she's living that. Don't think that's an easy thing to do, because she does a lot of the work herself. And yet, when you hear her talk about it, she lights up. She lights up when she talks about, oh, I had to scrape the walls because the people smoke so much in this house. And I'm thinking, yuck. You take joy in that? See, I don't. That's good, right? Each one of us. So define for yourself, what is my calling? What is my desire? And remember, through these steps that we've taken, we've visualized about it, haven't we? You visualized, like, this is my life 5 years from now, 10 years from now. This is my life. This is what it looks like. This is the calling. So you visualized about it. And then you made affirmations that support that. And then declarations, remember, are those steps, those goals. Like if you have a 10-year goal, that's great. You need to back that up. What are you going to do today that is going to support your vision of what your life is going to be like? And yes, today, every single day, we should do something that lights us up and takes us closer to what our vision and our passion is. Every single day. There are a lot of people in this room that are in 12-step programs. Trust me, as a member, that takes persistence. Sometimes you're not thinking about it every single day, and sometimes you're thinking about it every single minute. Not today. When Paul had his whatever happened to Paul, and I was texting Courtney And, she's like, Gayle, don't panic. Don't panic. Panic isn't going to do anything. You don't know what's wrong. Stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. And my response to her is, right now, I could drink a fifth of tequila. Now, that is when you know you have a disease. Notice I didn't say I want a shot of tequila. I, in my life, have never said I want a shot of tequila. It was like, if I'm going to do tequila, I want to do the whole dang bottle. When that thought comes up, I share it with somebody immediately so they can go, yeah, that's not happening. And it's not. I can't be an anonymous member. I need the support on a daily basis. I need to tell people when I have dreams about alcohol, which isn't often, but when they happen, they make me laugh. I still share it with people because something in my subconscious mind is still trying to grab a hold of me. And I don't and won't let that happen. And so that takes a community. That takes a community. And so you have that goal. You have that desire. And then you're going to set steps. Like, what am I going to do? I was lucky. Does everybody know what a numinous experience is? A numinous experience is a religious or spiritual awakening. I consider myself really, really lucky because when I went to bed on October 18th, I had no idea, no desire, no intention to give up anything. And Friday night would have proved that. No, it was Saturday night, sorry. Saturday night would have proved that. When I woke up Sunday morning, without a doubt, every fiber of my being said, you will never drink, smoke cigarettes, or use drugs again. That's a numinous experience. That's a download from the divine. That's a replacement of everything in my body that said it wanted to drink or use drugs to feel better. And I feel very blessed that happened to me because I know some people that it doesn't matter how many years they have, it's still in their face every single day. And I really believe this is how the universe works. As a minister, I truly believe that I need to be around people who drink socially without making them wrong or me right. And there's some people that cannot be around alcohol. And so that was a gift because God knew what my passion was. I didn't know that was my passion when that happened, trust me. I was just amazed that I made that statement out loud and that was it. I had no idea I was going to be a practitioner at that time. I had no idea I was going to be a minister. And I certainly didn't know I was going to have a community. And so that's persistence. That's putting one foot in front of the other. And knowing every single day that if you have a struggle, you surrender it. You turn it over and just say, take this. Somebody today in the circle where we pray up and give gratitude is having a tough time. And the prayer was, and I know I'll be seen through this. Those weren't the exact words. And that was the thing that in their heart of hearts, even though right now they're struggling, they absolutely know that they're going to be seen through this. That's faith. And you can't have faith if you don't have persistence. In his book, Principles of Success by Napoleon Hill. Does everybody know who Napoleon Hill is? All right. He says you must possess two critical elements to achieve your goals. A burning desire to achieve your goals and the habit of persistence, which means that you have to have faith. They go hand in hand. You absolutely have to have that faith that this desire in you is going to open you up to a bigger sense of self. And that can be really, really scary. So how many of you right now are living a good life and know that you're not living your passion? Yeah. And so what do we do? Well, first of all, I think Genesis is a great place to share that with people. That's what community is. That is a safe place to say, you know what? This is what I want to do. And to know when you share that with people, they're going to cheer you on. You know, there's that old saying, I don't know if it's an old saying, but there's a saying, don't share your dreams and desires with people who are close to you that think that they know the best for you. We love our parents. We love our partners. We love our friends. They love us. So what do they do out of protection for us? You don't want to do that. That's scary. You don't want to do that. They mean well, right? They love us so much that they're so concerned about surrounding us in this protective little cocoon. And what it does is it smothers you. And so to really share it with people that you trust. And I think spiritual community is a great place to do that. To when somebody shares with you, this is what I want to do. Instead of saying, oh, you don't want to do that, that's risky. And how many other people are doing that in the Seattle area? And, well, you know, and they give you a litany of reasons. You look right at them and you say, seriously, how can I support you? What is it that I could do to support you? And sometimes it is prayer. Sometimes it's just see me as that. You know, when Cynthia started on her path to being a person that supports people in grief recovery, that's how I see her now. Right now, she's still in the beta stages. And yet I see her surrounded by groups of people who don't know how to process grief. And she's got this God-given talent to sit there and be with people and give them the tools so they can work through grief. And you know what I realized when I started the class? I had to drop it and I'm going to take it again. But what I realized is I have not grieved anything in my entire life. Nothing. That's scary. So it's scary for Cynthia because she has to hold that space for people that come in and absolutely get raw because they want to figure out, why is it that I don't grieve? What is it that has prevented me from really feeling into loss? And how much loss do I look at? It's just part of life, instead of, no, honey, that's not part of life. That's part of grief, which is part of life. And so all of that, I could name probably every person in this room that I know and see, if they're given the support and the love and the encouragement, they're going to be successful because they have that heart. And all they need to have happen is for somebody, anybody, to say, go do that. Of course you want to do that. I don't know if many of you met Robin, who sits in the back. I forget her last name right now. And she shared with us, I knew this, Robin's has been an Episcopal minister. She was one of the first women Episcopal ministers in their teaching. And she came on Thursday, and she's still taking foundations class. But she came on Thursday, and she loves this community, and she left the Episcopal Church because although they talk the talk, they aren't walking the walk. And so she walked away, and she found this community, and she felt loved and supported. And Thursday, she has finally found an Episcopal community that she feels are truly not only talking the way we talk, they're supporting that and walking that. And so she's going to start going to that church because that feeds her heart in a different way. And, I said, we're going to miss you. And absolutely, that's where you belong. That's the other thing is when you love somebody so much, or you really see something in somebody so much, you want them to fly. You don't want to clip their wings. I would bet when Ryan told his grandma Teresa, I'm going to join the Marine Corps, every fiber of her being wanted to say, no. No, you're not. That would be very scary for me. And yet Teresa is brilliant. She stuffed all of that motherly stuff that we have, or fatherly, that parenting thing that we have, and said, yes, go do that, fly. That's why we're here. That's what being, in my opinion, community means. That's what Genesis means. It's finding who we are. It's finding that spark within us that says, this is who I'm here to be. And I don't care if you're 16, 66, or 106. It's never too late. When I went to ministerial school, there was a woman going through school with me. She was 78 years old. And some people were like, well, what are you going to do? I'm going to become a minister, because that was her calling. She didn't know how long she was going to get to be a minister. She just knew this was a calling, and she had it, and she wanted to live it. And so excuses be damned. Every one of you that is not living your passion has an excuse that you have made your mantra, that you have held up as protection, and it has prevented you from being joyful to the very core of who you are. How do I know that? Because I lived my life in corporate America for 50 years. And I wasn't unhappy. I just didn't understand joy. Real joy is answering the call. What's your passion? And to really live your passion, you're going to have to be persistent. How many of you make New Year's resolutions, or resolutions on Sunday, or, I'm going to lose weight? And then Tuesday it's like, my body's kind of sore. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm going to an event today and they're going to have cake. I got to eat cake. The cake's there. I don't. Stand up, Teresa. This is persistence. This is a woman who decided she was going to lose weight. And it didn't matter how long it was going to take, what she had to give up eating. She's decided for herself. And I think you're about half the size of when I first met you. 75 pounds. So, yeah, exactly. And we should encourage her, because that's the other thing that happens when we're doing stuff by ourselves, especially things like exercise and eating right. We're there by ourselves and we forget that people are looking at us and supporting us. And every time I see her, I'm just like, good grief, look at you. It's amazing. So encouragement for yourself and for others. Share your dream with somebody you trust. If you don't have anybody in your life you trust that you really want to share your dream with, share it with a practitioner or minister. And know the minute you do, first of all, they're going to absolutely know, yes, you can do that. How can I support you? What would you like from me? And the second thing they're going to do is they're not going to tell anybody else what your dream is unless you give them permission. So remember, they're up here after service. If you just want support, sometimes we say, well, they're short prayer, they're prayers. You go up and say, I want prayer on this, and they pray for you. Maybe sometimes you just want to say to them, I want to be a rock star. I don't, but, just so they're like, everybody's here like, oh God, did you hear Gayle said she wanted to be a rock star? But you could sit in front of one of them and say, I want to be a rock star. And they would say, really? All right. What can I do to support you? What are you doing? Is it prayer? I'll pray for you. When are you going to get up on stage at Genesis and sing? That's why we're here. That's what community is all about. Yes, you could watch Michael Beckwith on your cell phone. Michael Beckwith can't hug you. I can. And so can everybody else in this room. Let's pray. Mother, Father, God, Spirit, right here and right now, that all-embracing, loving energy, that thing that lives and breathes and has its existence in and through and as me. There is no separation. It is all of me. And because it is all of me, it is all of everyone here. It is all of everyone and everything everywhere. There truly is not a spot that God is not. And so it is in that knowing, in that connection, in that opening up to the Spirit that we allow ourselves to feel deep, deep down inside that heart's desire, that calling, that pull that keeps saying, follow me this way. I know everyone here has a desire, whether they are living it out loud or whether it's just a little flame within them. Every single person here has a calling. And so fan that flame. Be that brave. Get in the arena. That's where life really happens. It doesn't happen on your cell phone. It doesn't happen on TV. It happens in community. It happens in being vulnerable. It happens in saying and being who you've come here to be at the very core of your essence. And so that is what I know for everyone here and right now. They let go of the fear. They let go of the doubt. And they step into the yes, this is who I am. Yes, this is who I've come here to be. And when they do that, what I know to be true is the universe responds in excitement, in joy, in loving, loving embrace. And so for everyone here, I just say thank you, God. Thank you for allowing us to dig deep and to feel into what is it I am here to truly do. And then each one of us, with that faith, with that persistence, with that knowing, take steps every single day to make that dream a reality, the truth of who we are, why we've been called to this planet at this time in this space. So I turn all of these words over. I know that as they are spoken, it is done. The universe has said yes. We let go, we let God, and together we say, and so it is. Namaste.